This is the Lilac-Breasted Roller. This is actually a South African bird and the national bird of both Kenya and Botswana. It's often considered one of the most beautiful birds in the world. They can live up to 9 to 11 years. They're only about 14 to 15 inches in size. These birds prefer open woodlands and grassy habitats. They like to perch high and watch for their prey. After dropping onto a victim, they may beat their prey against a rock or on the ground to kill it before swallowing it whole. So that's pretty interesting. They're carnivorous birds, meaning they eat meat. They like small variety prey, like lizards, insects, rodents, scorpions, and even small birds. They have a harsh, raspy call. They're most vocal during breeding season. So I want to show you a cool video of the Lilac-Breasted Roller.
Second.
Okay, here we go. So it has really beautiful colors. Okay, so when I look at birds, especially ones with such striking colors and originality, I'm really reminded of God's display with his creativity with his creation. Job 12, 7 through 10 says, "But ask the animals, and they will teach you, or the birds in the sky, and they will tell you, or speak to the earth, and it will teach you, or let the fish in the sea inform you. Which of these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this? In his hand is the life of every creature and the breath of all mankind." So he made all of this. All the beauty we see is credited back to him. Okay, so give me a thumbs up if you're ready to draw. Okay. So, hold on.
Okay, so let's get started here. So we're going to start at the top of the head, and we're having our paper horizontal, so it's vertical, it's up and down. So we're going to start up here towards the top of the page, and we're going to do just a curve for the head. All right, so when we get back here, we're just going to do a little zigzag back, and then come back down. Okay, so for the beak, it's kind of thick, so we're just going to do a curve down like that. And then we're going to do another curve this way like that. When we connect it, we're going to do kind of a curved V. Can you hear me okay? Thumbs up?
Yes.
Okay, so when we connect the beak, we're going to do just a curve up, and then a curve back. Then we're going to do that line to divide the middle like we always do.
Hey, Baron, can you pause for a second?
Sure. Okay, so the neck is going to come down this way. So we're going to start at the beak and do this a little messy line so it comes down. Then we're going to come back over here and do a bump that comes way down here like this. Then we're going to do another bump and then one more down here. So there's quite a few bumps. Okay, so we're going to come down here like this, and this is for the tail. The tail is kind of divided into two segments. Okay, now we're going to do the stomach. So it's going to come out like this for his belly. It's going to come down like this. So they're very vibrant color. It's called the Lilac-Breasted Roller because this is like a lilac purple on his chest. So down here for the tail, we're going to bring it curved. It's going to go in and then come back up. And then back down. And we're going to curve again. And stop right there. So it has two little lines that come down. Now we're going to bring that back up here. Okay, when we bring this back to connect, we're going to leave a gap for one of the legs. And we're going to bring it back to connect. Okay, so there's a little pattern right here that has a point that comes up. So we're going to start here and do a zigzag pattern to the middle. And we're going to go way up and back down. And then another zigzag pattern to connect the other side. Okay, then we're going to do one more line that starts here and comes down like this. And this little section is going to be brown. Then we're going to do that again, but we're going to start where we started here to do this. And we're going to go up. And for the wing, some of the lilac feathers are kind of overlapping the blue feathers on the wing. So we're just going to bring a little line out like this. And then we're going to do little zigzag, messy, like it's like there's lilac feathers coming over. And then we're going to stop about right here and bring that line way down here. Okay, so for the gap right here, we're going to do the leg that's in the gap. So just a line that comes out. And then another one next to it about that thick. And if you can't measure it, I like to measure like an eraser. It's like an eraser side thick. And then if it's not connected, you can just bring one of those lines in. Okay, now we're going to start here and bring a line down, and it's going to zigzag across that leg. And this is the little tuft of feathers that the leg comes out of. And we're going to bring it back over here. And then we're going to come back down with a zigzag, and it's going to go into the belly. And then this is going to be where the lilac stops. So, and it's going to be turquoise underneath. So we're just going to do a messy zigzag line that goes down like this. Okay, now we're going to do the other leg. It's going to come out of right here. So we're just going to do two lines. Try to make them the same width as this. And then this is going to curve around And same for this. So he's going to be perched on a tip of a log that's coming up like this. So we're going to do those toes, just curve back, then come out again, then curve back, and just keep doing that for 3 toes. Okay, and we're going to do that same thing for the other side. Bring that curve out. Then the other one. Then curve, curve, then one more curve. And then we're also going to do those little toenails on them, just little Z's.
Aaron, can you pause for a second?
Okay, so there's a beautiful pattern on the wing. It's like brown here, then blue, then turquoise, then dark blue, and then black. So it's really beautiful, and we're going to use the lines that divide those colors. So we're going to start here at about halfway of the wing and do a curve that comes up and into those zigzag feathers. And then a bigger zigzag feather pattern that comes up like that. So this is brown and then this is blue. And we're just going to do one more right here. And then a V underneath. Okay, so that's the general shape of, or the general outlining of the wing. And now we're going to do the eye. So the eye is just, so it's not going to be a circle like we normally do. We're going to start here, and we're going to do a curve like this. And then I think the same for the top. So it's not exactly a circle, but it's kind of like an oval. And then we're going to do that line inside. And then that little highlight. Okay, so now we're going to do the line that divides the lilac from a turquoise. So we're just going to do a zigzag right here that comes down, but we're not going to connect to the eye. And then we're going to bring this down and then into the wing. So that part's going to be turquoise. And then we're going to do a wobbly line, comes over here and stops. And then a zigzag line that goes right here, kind of like we did here. Okay, so now we're going to bring this line out to the eye and then back down. And we're kind of going to do that same thing over here, but we're going to bring it close to the eye and not connect. And we're going to connect to the point of the beak right here. Okay, and now we're going to bring the curve around. And then bring it back to that point. So these two parts are going to be brown. And then we're going to do a little oval to the nostril that's inside the beak. And down here, I'm going to do a bunch of ovals. It's going to be like the little white patches. So just do a bunch of messy, long ovals that come down like this. Okay, so we're almost ready to color. We're going to do the branch down here. I'm going to start here and bring a curvy line down to the bottom of the page. And now we're going to do a zigzag line across. And then a curve around. And then we're going to try to match what we did here. So it goes out and then back in like that. Okay, so we are ready to color. We're going to start with this little patch right here, and I'm just going to use a light brown. And we're just going to solidly color that patch like this. And then we're going to get a dark blue, like this. And we're going to color the patch underneath.
Hey, Baron, we're done.
You're what?
Done.
So after we do that blue, we're going to get a turquoise color and color down here. Like that. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit darker blue down here. So I'm going to lightly shade with a black. Very, very lightly though. And then going to go back with that blue and smooth it out, and it should make it a little bit darker. Okay, so now we're going to get our black again, and we're going to do that pattern underneath the dark blue. So just color that little Y shape down there. So it's really, really pretty colors on the wing.
Baron, was that black or dark blue?
That's black right there on the Y.
Okay.
And then we're going to keep going with the black until we're done. So we're going to color that tail, those long tail things down there. And also that little stripe that's like a needle that goes up. We're also going to do two little patches behind the leg. And we're done with the black. So down here, the belly is also this turquoise color, but first we're going to get the dark blue again and do a line, that turquoise, and then pops out with a little oval shape. And then we're going to do the turquoise. So we're going to use the same color we did here. We're going to color all down here like this, but not that little section right there. And don't go past that zigzag line right here. And don't color the legs. Yep. Okay, so we're going to get, it's not super dark. It's not a super dark blue, but it's not as light as the turquoise. And we're going to go down there and just do some little shadows under those little leg parts to make it look like they're actually there. Okay, so for the chest part, we're going to get a kind of a light violet color, and we're going to lightly shade over all of it. So just lightly shade all around the chest. But try not to get those little ovals that we did. Those stay white. So we're just really lightly shading. And you probably already guessed it, we're going to go back with white and smooth it all out. And again, try not to get those white patches. So the white blends it out very nicely. And then when you're done with that, we're going to go back with the purple and lightly shade over that to make it a little bit darker. And it makes a really pretty purple color on the chest. So this is why they're called the Lilac-Breasted Roller, because it's a lilac purple. Okay, so now we're going to do the head. So we're going to get that turquoise one last time and color this spot up here. Okay, and I'm going to use a brush tip pen, but you can also use a colored pencil. And we're going to do the eye, but try not to get that little highlight that we did in there. It makes it look so real. So we're going to do the beak with that same one, but we're going to start dark at the tip And then we're going to get lighter as we go back. And then we're also going to color dark that nostril. Okay, so we're going to get our brown and go up on the head. And we're going to do those little patches in front and behind the eye. We're also just going to do some little lightly shaded zigzags in there to give it some
What color do you
shadow.
do that with? What color do you do that with?
It's like a light brown, the same thing we used for right here.
Okay.
And then we're also going to do this little patch down here on the bottom left of the tail. Okay, and one last thing, we're going to lightly shade all over both feet. And then we're going to go back with a yellow and fade that out like that. So now we're going to color those feet with our black, the claws. And last thing we need to do is the branch. So you can really do it any brown color. I'm going to get a dark brown and just go through first with some zigzags. Like this. Then I'm going to lightly shade on the rest of the white. And then I'm going to go back with a gray and go over all of that. And try not to get it on the feet or the toes.
What color did you use it with? The light brown?
We went with dark brown, and then I'm going back over with gray and smoothing it all out. Okay, so don't forget to sign your name. And we are done.